Rounding off the preview, and we go to Spain. Of course, it is round 27 of La Liga, and as usual, the focus will be on the sides that are competing for the title, the two sides that are competing for the title, and obviously the two sides that are involved in a very, very vicious top four battle for the season. Deportivo Alaves hosts Sevilla. That's on Friday, and obviously Sevilla need to win. They will reduce the gap to 3 points, and obviously with Real Madrid playing Sociedad on Saturday, it will be probably a big chance for them, and maybe, though hopefully, Real Madrid will drop some points to make this more interesting. Obviously, the ideal result would be a loss for Real Madrid against Sociedad in order to Sevilla to capitalise, but I think it's a must-win regardless for Sevilla anyway, even to keep their second spot in tow, because the more points they lose, the more danger it is for them to lose their second spot even on the table. A must-win, as I mentioned, for Sevilla against a side that is, as bad as its position is, 19th, it could still really put up a fight and could still make it hard for any side in La Liga. They lost against Real Madrid 3-0 a couple of weeks ago, but obviously they put up a great fight, and they definitely showed Real Madrid why they are one of the most dogged side in La Liga. On Saturday, it is Osasuna versus Villarreal, Espanyol hosting Getafe, Valencia Granada, and of course, as you mentioned, Real Madrid versus Real Sociedad, a big game for the merengue, of course, and ahead of a big game in the Champions League, obviously in the midweek against PSG. The second leg is going to be played in that game in the Bernabeu, and obviously they will need, I think, every ounce of momentum they could muster before that game, obviously on the 9th of March on Wednesday. It's clear that Real Madrid's focus is not going to be on this one, because obviously the PSG game is a bigger one, and with the trailing from the second leg, it's going to be no Casemiro and no Mendy, and apparently, according to all reports, no Kroos as well. Toni Kroos is injured and is not going to be available for the second leg, so that's going to be a double of a loss, and that will mean that there's going to be a radical change in the midfield trio. Apparently, it's going to be probably Valverde and Camavinga might be starting in that one, alongside Luka Modric, clearly, who's not going to be rested. I think is going to be the guy that will take the brunt of the work rate in that midfield against the Sociedad side that are doing well. They're still in the top four battle. They're still within a touch, I think, of both Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, and they might not play as smooth of football as Real Betis, for example, but they're definitely a side that can really put up a fight against Real Madrid, and they certainly deserve, I think, a much higher position considering their consistency this season in comparison to other sides like Valencia or like Athletic Bilbao or Villarreal behind them. But again, it's all about Real Madrid, who need the momentum before the game against PSG, need the momentum for the rest of the season, and need to guarantee, I think, La Liga, as soon as possible. It's the only title that are almost guaranteed to win, because the Champions League, I mean, they're not the favourites against PSG, and clearly they're not the favourites to win the Champions League. It's far from their reach, and it will be really, really hard to fathom it. I think that Real Madrid will go out of the round of 16 for the third time in the last 4 years after 3 Champions Leagues in a row. Cadiz play Rayo Vallecano on Sunday. Of course, kicking things off on Sunday. Elche host Barcelona. I'm not going to say a lot about Barcelona now, because this game seems too easy for them, although any other result could change my opinion. But I think, they're in a good form, Barcelona, at the moment. The transfers that they brought, they're doing really, really well. Every player that they brought is doing well, and is given 100% for Barcelona. Aubameyang, Dani Alves, exception maybe of Ferran Torres. Adama Traore is doing fine as well. Clearly, this is going to be a game where Barcelona are going to be favourites just based on their recent form, and the last performance against Athletic Bilbao is absolutely sublime in the Camp Nou, so maybe for more of that. Celta Vigo play against Mallorca, and then of course we have a very tasty game as well between Real Betis and Atletico Madrid. And Real Betis, of course, as I mentioned, one of the best sides in La Liga at the moment, maybe one of the smoothest sides playing football in Europe, really. They're playing so much silky football at the moment. They lost to Sevilla, of course, in the derby last week, but that loss would not really deter them. I think they will, they're lucky they have another home game against Atletico Madrid, which is a big advantage, I would say, against an Atletico Madrid side that is starting to return to some normal form in a way after the draw against Man United, the win against Osasuna, and against Celta Vigo with a couple of clean sheets, which is even more positive, particularly the win against Celta Vigo. For Real Betis, they just qualified to the final of the Copa del Rey alongside Athletic Bilbao, and they will be, in a real mood this season to maybe do something that is unexpected or unprecedented for them, win the Copa del Rey, as well as securing a top 4 spot and being in the Champions League this season, which is going to be quite the achievement as far as Real Betis are concerned. For Atletico Madrid, they want to win, of course, to keep the momentum going and to keep the chase for that top 4 spot as well, because I don't think they can afford the Europa League in terms of their PR image financially as well. On Monday, of course, that round finished with Athletic Club, the other half of the Copa del Rey final, playing against Levante. That's it for this episode. Like, share, comment on the YouTube version, subscribe to the YouTube channel, enable notifications to receive all the updates, and of course follow us on social media, listen on Spotify, any other platform, and until next time, stay safe, take care, and goodbye.